Miyaka Orissa, and I am here loving you the mostest. So, as I said, we're going to do a part two. All right, we're going to talk about child molestation. Okay, part two. All right. So, I'm fully aware that this subject, this topic is it's kind of big, right? It's kind of big, and I understand that, right? Which is why now it's time to deal with this, talk about this, so we can get right positioned, right? Okay. A few people have told me that this topic is like pulling folks' panties down, right? I rather agree. I can agree to that, right? I can truly understand how just this subject alone, child molestation, right? And how it affects you when you haven't healed from it. I understand how that can feel like somebody stripping you naked and pulling your panties down in front of everybody. Okay? But that's not what this is. That is not what this is. This is an opportunity to heal from the past. The past from where they left you at. Okay? So we're going to talk about a couple things in terms of how child molestation leaves us. What darknesses it leaves us with. Okay? So, ladies, brothers, mothers, and fathers, okay? I want you to be real with yourself and be honest with yourself about what has happened to you or someone you know that it has happened to, okay? I want you to be willing to put yourself in a position to be that listening ear just in case someone is feeling courageous and ready to reveal this darkness to you. Receive them with open arms, open love. Okay? Okay? Because I understand, this subject, this post is going to incite action. So I want all of you to get ready to receive, just in case you're the one being put in position, okay, to be the vessel through which God is using for someone else to heal. Okay, folks, they're going to start talking now. Yeah. They're going to start revealing what has happened to them. Okay? And I want you to open your arms and receive them and love them through that conversation. Right? Don't you judge them, okay? I want you to be that listening ear, that loving bosom for them to rest that in and on, okay? We all have a part to play, right? So, again, we all know someone who has been affected by child molestation. And if we don't know it through facts or having had that conversation with someone or us having the conversation with others, it shows in our everyday actions and behaviors, especially in our sex. Okay? So let's talk about this sex. We're going to talk about it. Okay? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this sex. For the most part, we feed each other's darknesses, okay? Based on the darknesses that were left with us, determines on how we feed our darknesses to others, okay? I need you to understand that there is a magnanimous Sodom and Gomorrah spirit moving, grooving, all right? And it's behind a lot of sexual darknesses. Okay? It is the culprit which has incited a lot of deviant sexual behaviors. Right? And if any of you know about Sodom and Gomorrah, and if you don't, I suggest you go and research it. Right? And then I want you to look at your world. The world around you. Okay? And then you'll clearly see All right. Just how connected the Sodom and Gomorrah spirit is to our world right now. All right. It's alive. It's alive and moving and grooving and kicking. Okay. So bestiality. Okay. Bestiality. We all know what that is. That's that demonic darkness, right? That moves people to have sex with animals. Yeah. I said the same thing. All right. But we're not judging. This is reality. These things really exist. Okay. Now, sodomy, pedophilia. Okay. All right. Pornography. All right. Sadist masochism. That's S&M. Okay. Domination. Okay. All of these things are results and products of that Sodom and Gomorrah demonic spirit that's having its way with a lot of people. Okay. This Sodom and Gomorrah spirit, if your innocence has been stolen or taken from you, okay, through child molestation, a lot of times, for the most part, this Sodom and Gomorrah spirit, it plays with the button. Let me just say it like that. It plays with that button that was pushed. Okay? So from the time that you were a child and that innocent button of yours was pushed and sex was introduced to you in the way that it was, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. Some children were introduced to sex through oral copulation, okay? So that little boy, all right, who had sex introduced to him in that way, whether it was by a man or a woman, okay, he's that man that has that overwhelming desire to this day to have that done to him, and he's never satisfied. He never seems to get that fix, right? Same thing for that little girl, okay? Darkness has come out through our sex, and you get to see it. We get to see it. We trade it. We share in it, each other's sexual darknesses, all right? Wherever there is sex and there is no love, that's a big sign right there that there's something wrong. We shouldn't even be there, okay? Where there is no love, there is no God, and we're not supposed to be there. So if we're not having sex only for the reasons of love, do you know how many babies unwanted? How many other sexual darknesses that lead to other sins and transgressions would not be committed? All right? So in facing child molestation and the darkness it left us with, right? This is how we're going to start taking back control over this Sodom and Gomorrah spirit. We have to accept that that darkness has affected us the way that it has. Okay? This is not a judgment. This is just reality being faced and dealt with. But you got to start with you. Okay? So again, we're going to get real about, the kinds of sex we have and who we're having it with and why. Okay? In you dealing with yours, right, we can prevent a lot of other children, right, from having to deal with this themselves. Okay? We can shut down a lot of doors of darknesses. Okay? Pull back the rugs. All right? Get that dirty carpet under hidden stuff up under there. Sweep it up. Get it up out of there. It's time for it to go. All right? It hasn't allowed us to have positive, normal, functioning relationships. Okay? That darkness has interfered with who and how and if we trust. That's including ourselves. Okay? So again, in looking at our sexual behaviors, all right? And I'm speaking to those of you who have experienced child molestation. Real talk, that's one that needs to be dealt with. Okay? And it's going to start with you. And you. And you. Okay? And me. All right? So again, we got to look at, be honest with yourself. Okay? Some of you are in relationships with others. Okay, and I kind of mentioned in part 1 where we allow others to have dark sex with us and we don't even like it. Okay, but because darkness is that was left on us, we go with it. We get sucked deeper into their darkness because of our own. Right. Okay? So again, we're going to look at what reality is. Okay? We're going to look at what reality is. For the most part, the first attraction is physical attraction. So yes, who you lay with today, tonight, tomorrow. When you first began with them, it was based on how they made your flesh feel. Okay? What came after that and what fed that feeling is whatever darkness that was within you. Okay? Because you could have either had a positive thought about this person. Okay? How can I be an enhancement, something positive to their life and situation? Or your thought was, what can they do for me? Right? And a lot of you know what I'm talking about when I say this. The first thought you have about someone when you look at them, and if it's sex, that's because of something else. That's because of something else. Okay? Allow yourself to go back to those days and moments. Okay? When that was first happening to you. Okay? And then I want you to follow the trail. They're just looking at you now. Right? Because they stopped doing what they did to you a long time ago. Right? And this is one of those things where we carry on the darknesses that others have done to us. But they're not doing it anymore. We're carrying on the torch they left us with. Okay? So again, just look at where it began and what you have become sexually since and because. Okay? Just look at that. I really do hope that you're courageous enough, like in this moment, as I'm talking, as I'm posting, start talking with who's next to you. If that person that's next to you is not a person that you can trust to have this conversation with, that's one of those folks that need to go. Or you need to remove them to a different positioning in your life. Right? Right? We don't need spiritual vampires. We also don't need anchors. Anchors to nothingness. Folks that help us stay in our bullshit. Folks that suck us into theirs. You feel me? So again, this year, 2017, is a year of abundant work. And this is a lot of work here. There's a lot of folks that want to get honest and truthful. They don't want to get honest and truthful about reality. Theirs. Others. Folks keep, being too willing to turn that blind eye. All right? Faking the funk. Okay? when all along they still got them nasty panties on, right? Hair slayed, latest gear, but up underneath, okay? So real talk. This is a time of healing, right? Because all of these things that we're going to be talking about and working on and working through are all the things that are hindering us from returning back home on high. Yeah. From returning back home on high. Okay? So, again, it's like being stripped naked, peeled like a banana. Okay, well, the things that are being stripped from us need to go. They've been needed to go. The thing is, now you have to be willing to let it go. Right? You got to be willing to have a upright way of relating with people, especially of the opposite sex. Okay? All right? Just accepting that, dang, because of what I went through as a child is the reason why I don't give a person 3 days of knowing them and we're having sex. Yet I can't tell you too much about them. I'm going to have to get real about that type of stuff. You know. About, who you met that night. All right. Or that day. And all it took was a matter of minutes before the flesh took over and you feel me? So I spoke in the first broadcast to write. Okay? I want all of you to start a journal. Start writing. As we're going through the processes of things that are needing to be healed, start writing this. Because, see, I'm fully aware that many of you just don't have nobody to talk to. Really just don't have that support system and that person that you feel like you could just lay your burdens down in their lap. And then for others, they don't feel that they have the intimacy and the relationship with our brother Jesus and our Father God and the divine to even kick it with them on that level. You know what I'm saying? So all of that we're going to be talking about, everything that we're going to be doing is to work all that out. Right? Work all of that out. Okay? And see, our sexuality is really a big thing right now. See, it makes and breaks deals. Our sexuality, right? It determines on how people see us and really how we want them to see us through our sexuality. How we display it, right? How we dwell in it, right? Some women act more like men, and some men act more like women. The game is mixed up, messed up, confused, right? It's a reason why. We all got some things to deal with, right? And so we have to straighten and righten our sexuality out. That which is within us, okay? Our sexuality begins with us. Okay? So, and then it goes from us outward, and that determines on who we have sex with, why we're having sex with these people. Okay? What we're even going to get out of it, if anything. What we're left with afterward. Okay? So, again, looking at ourselves and our journey through our sexuality from the time we were children, each and every part of it, this is real talk, each and every part of it now is really time to look at, face, you know? Stop allowing ourselves to continue to hurt, be hurt, right? And real talk is us doing it and allowing it, because those who began it are not even there anymore, right? And so, again, I just want to talk about this just enough to inspire you to start talking about it. Okay? Again, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to reveal it and discuss it. Nobody wants to admit it. Right? But real talk is so needed. It's so needed to be discussed, talked about, healed from. Right? So we can have normal relationships. Right? Stop functioning from our flesh. Ending up in all the wrong places with all the wrong people. And then like, how did I get here? And again, who are you? Right? We got to stop allowing ourselves to be pulled by the flesh into more darkness, confusion, and conflict. Right? Through sex. That's a bondage. That's a bondage. Right? So, I'm not going to go much deeper on child molestation. Again, I just wanted to discuss it enough for you to start talking about it. Okay? Start talking about it. Get ready and willing to, heal from it and help others heal from it. Sometimes all it may take is just you being a listening ear. All right? Waterproof shoulder to cry on. You feel me? And again, some brothers, they need to do that. They caught up and lost in the sauce of that darkness. Trying to prove themselves. Trying to scratch that itch that they just can't scratch. My sisters as well. Right? And the children need us. They need us. They need us to get our shit together. They need somebody to get their shit together so somebody can get it together so somebody else can get it together. Right? What are we showing them? What are we pulling them out of and helping them from? Right? When we're needing to be pulled out of and help from, darkness is our dang self. Okay? So again, I just want you to start talking about it. Okay? Yeah? Start dealing with it instead of acting it out. Because the longer that darkness, that gaping wound dwells within you, that through your sex, Satan is going to run amok with you through your sex. Okay? And if nothing else, if you want to take control back of anything, it would be your drawers, your panties, your undergarment. Right? It's one thing being pulled by your collar. It's another thing being pulled by your drawers. I said it. Okay? I love you, my darlings. Okay? I'll be coming back to you soon. Okay? But until then, I want you to stay in peace. Stay in love. I send light and love to you, each and every one of you. May God blow his holy breath all over you as you walk this portion of your life in healing. Through him. In him. For him. Hello, Stacy. I love you. And so again, I'm not going to peel this scab off, too much longer. Okay? Because there's some other things we're going to be dealing with. Some other things we're going to be discussing. All right? Some other things we got to heal from. All right? And so I love you. I am here for you. I am your earth angel, Miyaka Orissa. And again, I am Your Earth Angel Speaks on Facebook, and you can see me on YouTube, Your Earth Angel Speaks. I love you. Talk to you soon. Like, follow, and share. Bye-bye.